And welcome back, everybody, to Sports Spot. Again, new location, different time. You can see probably even, better cameras. I'm not on the laptop anymore. Um, I'm moving out of college for a while. Gonna move on, try to find better things, move on. But here we are, talking sports. Welcome back. To start things off, the NFL has made a huge announcement talking for COVID-19 and the games that could possibly change. They are actually saying that the NFL informed teams that if the game cannot be rescheduled during an 18-game week season due to a COVID-19 outbreak among unvaccinated players, the team with the outbreak will be forfeit and be credited with a loss. The NFL also made it clear that neither team's players would get their weekly salary if game is canceled due to the COVID-19 outbreak. If a game is canceled and cannot be rescheduled within the current 18-week schedule due to a COVID-19 outbreak, neither team's players will receive their weekly Paragraph 5 salary. But they did update that, coming in and saying a different story later on, saying that, as a recent memo, the NFL announced that if vaccinated players miss a game while on the reserved COVID list, they will still be paid any roster bonuses they are owed for that week. If an unvaccinated player misses a game while on the reserved COVID-19 list, they will forfeit any per game roster bonuses that week. They also have given statistics for the shots that players have gotten, as well as more. They've said that 80% of players that have taken at least one shot of the COVID-19 shot, and as of today, 9 teams are over 90% vaccination rate, with only 5 teams sitting below 70%. It's rough, and it's gonna be a rough time for a lot of teams. But one player came out, and he's probably one of the better wide receivers in this league. It's DeAndre Hopkins. And to be fair, he's not wrong, but in a time where we live in a COVID-19 era, you need to take the precautions. You need to go get the COVID shot, and that's what I'm telling you now. If you have not gotten the COVID-19 vaccine, go get it. It's gonna be better for you. It's gonna be better for the world. Trust me, it's just gonna be that much better for everyone. And again, it takes nothing to get the shot. It really does. I'm vaccinated. I've had no issues, not magnetized, not anything that people are trying to get out of it. But he has come out and said that never thought I would say this, but being put in a position to hurt my team because I don't want to partake in the vaccine is making me question my future in the NFL. And that is huge. Either he's going to step away. It's too late to step away at this point. It's huge because a guy like him's massive in the league. He's huge. He's big. He's one of the it factors in this league. And again, it's rough, but he has to realize that if he wants to play this season, he has to do this. He has to do this. And he has no choice. I get it. Hopkins is one of the more better players in this league, more fighters in this league to be able to play, and he's good. He's not a bad player. And to me, it's one of those things where he needs to step up. He needs to be one of those role models, because there's kids who aren't getting the vaccine, and there's people on this road who obviously medically cannot, and that's fair. That's fine. But just the league's on a good roll, and if people don't want us to go back to the way we were in fall, people have to get the vaccine. The Delta variant is more deadly. Not deadly, but more can't think of the word right now, but more easy to pass on to others. And so and a lot more people are dying still. And Hopkins saying this, it's going to make more people divided on this topic. And it sucks, but it's time to move on. Now, Titans defensive lineman Abry Jones, he's retiring after 8 seasons in the league. And he signed to the Titans on June 3rd. He played from 2013 to 2020 on the Jaguars, actually, and just signed on June 3rd to be with the Titans. He's 29 years old. He's young. Another young player retiring, and that's not good for this league. It's really making people realize that they are actually putting their putting their bodies at risk, putting their future lives at risk, playing this game. Yes, it's the show, the gladiator, and the thing is, we don't need that right now. We need to make sure these guys are safe. And he's doing it mainly probably to make sure he's good. And again, it's one of those things that he probably knew how his body is telling him, and knew that it was probably time to move on. Now again, it's rough. It's a rough time, but again, here we are, another year. Some same injuries. Michael Thomas of the Saints is actually possibly going to miss the beginning of the season. He's actually projected to miss some of the season here. And Michael Thomas, he's one of the better wide receivers in this league. And to me, he's going to be good. Yeah, he gets all the jokes about only running slant and short routes, but you have to realize sometimes that's what a receiver's bread and butter is. Obviously, Thomas has the height and frame to go downfield like this play. And to me, Thomas is going to be good. He's got the body, but he's expected to miss at least the first little bit, miss the start of the 2021 season. He underwent ankle injury and surgery on to repair ligaments in his ankle that he had a high ankle sprain last year, and played through to help get Drew Brees' last little bit of games. He went under the surgery to repair those ligaments because it just never quite healed, and the league's got to be sore without this guy. This guy is athletic, he's explosive, and obviously it's going to be a rough time coming for this. To me, it's one of those what-if moments, because to me, I think Michael Thomas comes back, he's going to be healthy, he's going to play outstanding, to be completely honest with you. He's a good player. He's going to be dominant throughout the year, and again, he's one of those guys where you're looking at him, and you just don't think it's there. You just don't think that ball is going to be caught, and he catches it. He's a good player. I'm not going to put him down. He's a hell of a player, and a lot of guys aren't blessed with a quarterback like Drew Brees at all, or Aaron Rodgers, or Peyton Manning, or Tom Brady, or you don't always get these Hall of Fame quarterbacks. And you see here, he's got Taysom Hill throwing to him. He's got Jameis Winston throwing to him. He's making it look easy for these guys. And obviously, this is not the best game right here, the Saints Broncos game, because that's the game where the Broncos didn't have any of their quarterback room. But again, he's got Taysom Hill, he's got Jameis Winston, and he's trying to help them out. He's making good breaks. He's making sure he gets open and is a good open target for his quarterback. And that's one of the things that makes Michael Thomas good. That's one thing that if you run a slant, you have to be good at it. This is a good play right here. Covered, and still gets the ball hell. Like, he gets the feed down, he gets the first down. He moves the field down for the Saints, and it works. The Saints need him. The Saints need him on this team. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. It's not going to work. Obviously, Taysom Hill's going to be there. Jameis Winston's going to be there. And it's going to be one of those bigger games for these guys. And to me, it's big. And now, again, it's going to blow. Another big story coming out here is the former Seahawks linebacker, Michael Kendricks. He was arrested for insider trading back in 2018. He was just sentenced recently and was sentenced to 1 day in jail, 3 years of probation, 300 hours of community service, and the NFL is just letting him come back freely. And obviously, insider trading, it's not the biggest deal in the world. It's not a great crime. Obviously, it's still breaking the law. But again, it's one of those ones where it's like, we'll give you a slap on the wrist the first time. Do it again, and you're gonna be in deeper shit. And so, to me, it's one of those where you've got to make sure you handle this right. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. Otherwise, he's just gonna do it again, and he's just gonna do it again, and he's just gonna do it again. It just won't work at all. And to me, it's rough to see this to me, and we'll just be able to tell how things go. It's gonna be tough to see what team kind of wants him, and kind of see what happens with him. Obviously, it's gonna be rough, but who knows? He could be good still. I mean, I remember him being actually pretty good when he was on the Seahawks and tearing up the Packers offense, and just move on from that. And I feel like he'll be fine. He'll move on, and everything will be okay, and everything will just work out for him. Now we're gonna be missing a talented kick returner and punt returner in Ted Ginn Jr. He has finally announced his retirement after 14 years. He tried being a wide receiver. He was okay as a wide receiver. Not the greatest, but he was okay. And to me, it's rough to see this because I remember him playing for the Saints. I remember him playing for the Rams. I remember him playing for the Panthers. He's been around. He's been around the league, and it's obvious. And it's one of those things where you just have to think about it and go, he's actually had a decent career. I don't think he's Hall of Fame worthy, but he's had a decent career for a guy like him. He's good. He's not the greatest in the world. He's not the best in the world. He's just a memorable guy and a memorable player, and he had that big play capability to him, and it really worked for the Panthers, and it really worked for the Saints. Not so much the Rams, but then again, it's the Rams. But again, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I guess it was finally time. Now again, it's one of those things where you have to just think about it. Ted Ginn, yeah, he's a good returner. Now some big news is that the Chicago Bears are trading one of their top wide receivers in Anthony Miller. If I remember right, he actually did request a trade, and they finally listened to him. But I don't think he's going to be quite so happy with this team, unless this trade for the Texans was to please Deshaun Watson. Because, yeah, he is going to the Texans. Again, I say he's probably not too happy as the Texans. The Texans aren't great. He's kind of going to the same situation he's in, minus the quarterback situation. Obviously, the Bears did draft Justin Fields, and obviously Justin Fields is already picking up on the Chicago Bears lingo with hating the Packers and all that fun jazz of being a Bears player and just learning the schematics of things. Obviously, Justin Fields looked worried during the draft night, but he kind of got over it looks like, and is ready to play, and looks like he's ready to be the face of the franchise of Chicago, unless things go downhill, but that's besides the point. And again, it's one of those things where you're like, and I don't know. To me, it's going to be sketchy because, again, we really don't know what's going on with Deshaun Watson, which I will talk about here in a little bit. But it ain't looking too... It's... I mean, if the league doesn't come out with something by week 1, Deshaun Watson will probably play. But I don't know. He's still requested that trade. The Texans aren't listening. The Texans aren't really doing much to help him out. But then again, it's one of those what if moments. What if he does this? What if he doesn't? And I find it's going to be rough to do this. Now, again, obviously, there's no details on this trade yet. We don't know what the Bears got back in return for Anthony Miller. We don't know what like I said, we don't know what the Texans gave up for this. We don't know what they are doing with this. Obviously, they've got some draft capital that they can play with, but again, we don't really know what they're doing behind the scenes. And to me, it's rough. It's rough knowing that, and it's gonna be rough to know what Deshaun Watson thinks of this. He's been really quiet on Twitter, and any social media, but that's to be fair. To be honest, that's fair to me. because of everything that's going on. And we really do not know what is going on with that situation. Now, a big signing comes for the 49ers. They have re-signed linebacker Fred Warner, and they've agreed to a 5-year, $95 million contract extension that includes $40.5 million guaranteed. Now, honestly, that's locking up a good player. Fred Warner is a hell of a linebacker for the 49ers. Fred Warner is a good linebacker. He's gonna be, if I remember, he's actually decent in pass coverage. He's a good pass rusher. He's a whole 10 yards. And to me, he's gonna be still wrecking it up in San Francisco or whatever, Santa Clara or whatever, wherever they're actually at. But this 49ers, they're getting a good player. And to me, it's one of those things where you need to think